okay, when I'm watching this episode, it felt like I was watching two episodes in one. It really, really felt that way. You know, I don't know if this was time constraint, where since they only have 22 episodes for this season of Sengoku Youko, I guess that's why they did this. But yeah, it felt like it was two episodes in one. It really did feel that way. The first half felt it was well paced and things were going accordingly. You know, from Senya waking up, finding out that Lord Teru is dead, and him wondering if he is able to cry and be upset about it. And then him finding that resolve within himself of what he can do, discovering who are these mysterious figures that show up out of nowhere when a height of conflict is happening all the time. What is going on? And even when we got answers, even when I was reading this back in the day, I was still scratching my head saying, wait, what? Like, what does this all mean technically? When you think about it. So I'm reading this, and as well as watching this, Senya is trying to move on from his past, but he realized he was just a tool in the past. You know, everything he did was by his father, working for the monks, and they feel like they're doing the right thing, working for the right people, but realizing the person they were working for was a real psychopath. This dude would use anyone and anything to reach his desires. Human experimentations and torture, threats, nothing was off tables for this dude. So Senya realized, yeah, he wasn't really fighting for the right team back then, but he didn't really have a mind of his own. He was just an obedient child, just doing what his father told him to do. But now he is free to really think of who he is. Heck, even with what was going on, he was able to really resonate and become one with his Katawara. Not truly just yet, but the Katawara now don't just see him as their master, but instead as their king, but yet friend. You know, you're seeing the Katawara, they still act kind of obnoxious, but I think he likes that charm about them. They will pick at him, make fun of him, but yet when the going gets tough, they now have his back, especially after beating Judo, because Judo was a very powerful opponent, a dragon, and these Katawara were ready to fight anybody but the dragon. But after Senya beats the dragon, they now see Senya as the strongest being in the world. You know, is when they were fighting those mysterious figures, which are known as the Void People. He told them to imagine the strongest person you know, and they all thought of Senya. I'm like, oh, that's cute. I guess in Senya's mind, the strongest person is that mountain god, because she was the one who was able to capture not only him, but also the father as well. So that mountain god is extremely powerful and yet dangerous at the same time. So, of course, in his psyche, he's going to see her as the strongest kind of person. But it shows how long they've come, in a way. Shinsuke's training and advice really did go a long way for Senya. And of course, Lord Teru being by his side as well, giving him guidance, telling him not to fight with anger and rage, but instead fight with a true purpose of meaning instead. Because anger and rage can only last for so long, and when you do get it, it disappears and you live empty. But when you have a true purpose of something and you do accomplish it, you'll feel more satisfied than someone who's doing things out of anger or spite, you know, and you're just empty, you know, like you're hungry and eating a snack and you're just eating candy and cakes, but you still feel hungry. But then when you're eating a nice meal, you're done with it, most of the time you're going to feel satisfied. You're like, yeah, that was good. That's good. But anyway, it's a weird analogy for that, but that was just what was on my mind at the time. But yeah, we learned some things about these void people. They're apparently they're descendants, because they have the fairy eyes. Just like Jinkan had the fairy eyes as well, and they even have the silver hair like Senya. So apparently they're from the past, a very distant past, and their home world is, well, homeland is being on the verge of extinction, and they're gathering these mystical creatures in order to help survive their land. But the question is how they're going to do that specifically. Will it work? We don't know. But with that being said, they're doing what they can. They're desperate. So there are a bunch of group of people who seem able to travel through time and space and to able to get what they have. And remember, one of the theories of time travel is that one must forsaken their body. So I'm guessing that these void people don't have a physical form right now. They forsaken their body in order to do so. Kind of like a little Kingdom Hearts thing there. Xehanort was Ansem. Xehanort was able to travel through time thanks for him being a Heartless and stuff. And I'm like, okay, that makes some sense. It does. I understand that. So now Xehan knows what he has to do. He had to stop these people, help out Jinka, and find his father. He got a do list. That's why he went to Hanatora to help him train, along with Tsukiko as well, wanting to train. She wants to be strong enough to be good as a 1,000-man army. Okay, these are some big goals. So they kind of skipped the training montage, which is where the episode started to feel like it was really skimming through pages right here. It's during the second half. When I said the second half felt like it could have been its own episode. 8 years pass, and you see the two children grown up and stuff, off on their journey to find Tama and see what else they need to do. Now, Shinsuke would join them, but however, he technically has become a regional god to the hidden village, thanks to Hanatora creating a barrier so outside forces can't interfere with their peaceful living, because technically these were retainers of Lord Teru. And what was like back then when you do a coup is that you don't just kill the leader back then, you kill anyone who has anything to do with him back in the day. So since you want to take down a powerful shogun, you don't just kill the shogun, you kill the heirs, you kill the maids, you kill the retainers, you kill anyone who's involved, so therefore no case of an uprising will happen. Because I'm guessing it happened tons of times where they didn't do this in the past, but now they've learned their lesson. So it really does suck that kind of thing happened. And it's to the point that some of the village people had to change their names and stuff and live inside this hidden village. I'm guessing this is one of the last requests that the Shogun had for Hanatora to do for them, to keep them in a place where they can be hidden. Shinsuke and Zanzo are pretty much trapped inside a village, but Zanzo still seems to mind since he seemed to had his own family, and yes, when you have a family, for some reason, it does take years off your body. People with children and stuff, it's raising children, it takes a lot out of you, man. It's exhausting and stuff, but yet, most of the time, it feels very satisfying and self-rewarding as well. So there's that. So, anyways, with this second part of the episode, like I said, was skimming through things, showing how strong you are, simply taking out the bandits, helping out Toga, who's freaking still up to mischief stuff and don't know where Judo went off to this entire time. And then finally they found Tama, and Tama knows where Jinka is. Now they need to find a way to get to him because there's probably something more to this situation than meets the eye. And that's what I had the problem with this episode. Like I said, it seemed like Sugiko kind of picked up Shinsuke's drinking habits. Like I said, man, she picked the wrong person to be her influencer, man. Like I said, Shinsuke is still my favorite character in the series, but him being the role model, I don't know, man. He just doesn't have that kind of guy you want to look up to. Just saying. But anyways, yeah, I was kind of disappointed, but not angry or mad or upset, just a little disappointed. I feel like this could have been his own episode, but maybe there was a pacing issue. They didn't have a choice to put it into this episode like this, because they kind of skimmed through some things where I feel like things were just rushing past his pace, but they must have their reasons. But nonetheless, I'm still kind of unsatisfied with that second half. It literally could have just been its own episode. The remaining of the episode could have just been them training and finding the resolve and stuff like that. They could have just did that, and it would have been a good episode. And then at the very end, it shows them grown up and they're on their journey and stuff. But yeah. So yeah, now Senia's journey truly begins here, where he is off on his own with Sugiko and Nu, finding what they need to do. At first, his first goal was to find a way to become human and stuff, but now he has a true goal of what he wants to do. And I'm happy for him. But now that you have a true goal, you get true difficulties. So prepare for that. So anyways, that's all I got for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, hit that bell icon. This has the background on Madcrownxox. Signing out.